Hi folks, welcome to your mwis Friday Planner in association with Ellis Brigham. It's a rather disappointing start to July if you're looking for any decent summer weather, rather cool and showery conditions through this weekend. Things becoming warmer during the week ahead, but still rather stuck with a lot of low cloud across Western Hills in particular, and still some rain at times focused on Western Scotland. Higher pressure tending to build a little bit though from the south. Here's the synoptic chart for Saturday. We have low pressure parked to the north of Scotland. We have a rather tangled front too, wrapped around the Highlands and moving eastwards across England and Wales. So areas of rain or showers and southwesterly winds prevailing. Strongest of those across England and Wales at dawn, gusting gale force for a time and staying breezy throughout the day. Lower wind speeds across northern Scotland. The sequence of rainfall goes like this, beginning in the early hours of Saturday, that front bringing rain to England and Wales and rotating around into the Highlands. Most of the heaviest rain has cleared from the Lake District and Snowdonia around dawn. It will move across the Peak District in the early hours after dawn. Some showers will follow from the west across the lakes, and that might still be frequent for a few hours in the morning, getting onto the western side of the Pennines as well. Fewer showers for Wales, one or two though will be around into the middle of the day. For the Highlands, areas of rain moving around slowly. In places it could rain for a good few hours and cloud will shroud the hills lowest near to western coasts. Some showery bursts breaking out as well, embedded in that general area of rain. It's possible that areas a bit further south across the Highlands, nearer to the central belt, could see a few hours of dry weather, but always watch out for the odd shower. And that risk of heavier downpours is focused on more eastern hills across the northeast of the Highlands, around the Cairngorms into the afternoon and evening, those tending to clear away towards North Sea coasts, a scattering of lighter showers then following in from the west. For Sunday, a westerly breeze prevails, strongest across the Highlands by this stage, maybe even gusting gale force in the northwest. Lower wind speeds for England and Wales, but still all feeling rather cool where exposed to any wind. Temperatures on the tops then in single figures and will feel close to freezing, particularly on Scottish high tops. There will be some showers again, generally these a bit more scattered and not as heavy as recent days, although Western Scotland could still see a feed coming in quite frequently and maybe turning a bit more persistent later on in the day. The trough that's marked on this chart, the dashed black line, that's showing a zone of more organised and possibly heavier showers, that likely to just run across the Pennines for a while, but the heavier bursts may be breaking out a bit further east into the afternoon, so it could be that many of the hill and mountain areas avoid these showers as they go off toward the eastern side of England. Now, high pressure stays tantalisingly to the southwest of us as we go into the start of next week, and it's a similar sort of weather story into Monday. Once more with the westerly breeze, strongest across the Highlands, feeling disappointingly cool. Again, chilly across the high tops for Monday daytime, single figure values feeling close to freezing on the high summits. Showery conditions coming in to the west and northwest Highlands, fewer showers further east, one or two scattered showers in the breeze for northern England, very few for Wales. Western Hills still struggling with low cloud, higher breaks towards the east. Now, it's a similar wind direction, but there's changes in the air mass as we go onwards into Tuesday and midweek. High pressure still to the southwest of us, but the air being drawn around the high, coming in more from the mid-Atlantic, and that is warmer and more humid. And we've got a warm front that is moving into Scotland. That producing, though, a lot of very low cloud and murk and drizzly rain across western coastal hills in particular, some of that spilling eastwards for a time. Higher cloud bases the further east that you go. Likewise, western hills of England and Wales could be rather plagued with some low cloud, small amounts of drizzle from time to time, generally drier around the Pennines and the east and south of Wales. Strongest of the breeze across northern regions, still rather keen, lower wind speeds further to the south. By Wednesday, it's a fairly warm day overall. We're in that more humid air mass coming around the high then, with still westerly winds prevailing. That humidity, though, is going to be responsible for a lot of very low cloud once more, shrouding western coastal hills to low levels, and for western Scotland covering many of the hills and mountains much of the day. Drizzly damp conditions close to the west coast. A possibility that that very low cloud might be low enough to even allow some of the highest tops just to poke above the cloud banks at times. We'll watch the detail of that nearer to the time if there's any scope for the tops to just poke above an inversion for a while. Further east across the Highlands, the cloud breaking and lifting a bit higher, so a greater chance of some cloud-free tops around the eastern side of the Highlands. And for England and Wales, not a bad day overall, but some low cloud banks could be rather stubborn around Irish Sea coasts. Go further inland though, and chances are you'll see some sun. There doesn't look to be huge changes in that general pattern in the second half of the week. A big zone of high pressure then staying parked just to the southwest of us, maybe just building a bit further northwards with time. I suspect through into Thursday it stays breezy across the Highlands and some low cloud, again stubborn in the west. Temperatures still generally on the warmer side, no heat wave, but pleasantly warm as we head to the end of the week for many. West and northwest Scotland still rather struggling as fronts topple around the high from the Atlantic, so some rain, some drizzle, some low cloud near the west coast, particularly in the northwest. Again, further south and east, a mostly fair weather story as that high is in charge. Heading towards mid-month, and most indications keep fairly high pressure across the British Isles, again with that caveat that around the northern side of the high there may be that general westerly flow producing areas of cloud and occasional rain or drizzle towards northwest Scotland, but for many it looks a reasonably settled spell for some warm and dry conditions. Watching how things develop as we go further onwards into the month, and a long way off once we go beyond mid-month at this stage, the high may just split apart to some extent across the central parts of Europe, and another portion of high pressure is away towards the north. Within that space then there could be lowering pressure, and that may bring some more mixed, changeable or unsettled conditions once we go beyond the middle of the month. You can check all your local details updated every day on our website. That is your Friday planner in association with Ellis Brigham. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.